Hello and welcome everybody to another crypto market chart analysis update here on this channel. My name is Daniel, and today, as always on Sundays, we're gonna have a broader overview over the crypto market. We're gonna go deep into the Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, XRP and Link charts together. And as always, we're starting on the Bitcoin 4-hour time frame. And as you can see on the chart, my view about what's ongoing is unchanged since weeks. Okay, we've been following this exact count already since the trading marathon here on this channel went online, and we're absolutely zero changes at all since then. So we're following this impulse towards the downside, which unfolded with two separate 1-2 setups, then wave 3 and two separate wave 4s. That's why this wave 4 didn't go above the previous wave 4, and it's supposed to make a new lower low in the region between 40,300 and 49,700 US dollars. So that's my target area for the trend reversal for Bitcoin, and my short position will be closed as soon as we are reaching new lows, approximately at 56,000 US dollars, because that's where my FTMO funded account challenge will be done. Okay, so that's how I'm playing it, and then I'm gonna look for long positions down there in the target area, but obviously only after we unfolded a nice 5-wave impulse move towards the downside. Okay, let's also have a look at the Ethereum chart right now, and also there obviously our view is unchanged. We have also been following the Ethereum impulse here towards the downside already since weeks. We have marked the target areas on the chart already since weeks, and the target area in which we are right now is the trend reversal area towards the downside, and the upper boundary line is at 2060 US dollars. So as long as Ethereum is not going above 2060 US dollars, my view remains bearish. And I highly expect to a very high likelihood a new low to take place in the region between 1,270 and 920 US dollars. Yes, to a very high likelihood, because we're following this count really beautifully, and it really just makes sense to get a fifth wave towards the downside to make this a nice ABC within the Y wave, within the wave 2. So it would really just make sense to get this last dip towards the downside. So obviously I'm also gonna buy some Ethereum as soon as we're down there, but for now my view remains bearish. Let's now have a look at the Solana chart, and it's really just an update on all the several cryptos, because we have really been anticipating this amazingly. There also my view remains unchanged, and we are also following the expectation that we are getting an impulse towards the downside here. We saw already a 1-2 setup, a bearish one, 5 waves towards the downside, 3 waves towards the upside, which is a proper 1-2 setup. So in my view, we are already in the 5th wave here for Solana towards the downside. To be more exact with you, the 3rd of the 5th wave, obviously it can extend towards the downside more. The target region is in between the 28 US dollars and the 54 US dollars. I know it's a very, broad target area, but we can only identify the exact bottom when we are looking at the smaller wave degrees. So as soon as we're having really 5 beautiful waves there, that's the moment when we could consider a bottom in place for Solana. And I highly to a very high likelihood expect the bottom to take place at the same time for Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana. Obviously they are all in the same wave count. That's why they're following it so nicely, because we're we had a good shot here. We guessed the right scenario. I don't say that it's gonna go always like that. I'm just saying we hit a good Elliottwave count, and we're following since weeks, and it's fitting and it's following it. There will be also some times where maybe I'm in the wrong count, and maybe there will happen something unexpected, but obviously since weeks it didn't. And let's also have a look at the Chainlink chart together. Also there we've been following the expectation to get a 5-wave impulse towards the downside, and also there we are right now, in my opinion, at the end of the wave 4, or there is already a top in place of this 4th wave. In any case, I also highly expect a new low to take place here on this chart to also finish the downwards movement. There, it's really no surprise. They are really perfectly aligned together with each other, and they all had, except Bitcoin, he had 2 separate 1-2 setups and 2 wave 4s. But time-wise, it was exactly the same as I predicted. I also called that in before. That's actually the nicest thing on all. I called Bitcoin to make 2 separate wave 4s, which means Bitcoin has a lower low, a lower high. I'm sorry, and all the others have a higher high. In this wave 4. and it played out exactly as predicted so far, so that's also a nice thing. In any case, you know, also Chainlink obviously is highly likely to make a new low between 5.4 and 7.0 US dollars here on the chart. You know, that would complete the ending diagonal, which we're tracking here at the moment. And let's also have a look at the XRP chart, and there I adjusted the microstructure a tiny little bit, but at the end it's all the same. We have been tracking this blue wave, this blue 5-wave impulse towards the downside here, and last week we didn't have this white ABCDE triangle on the chart yet because it was not completed at that point of time. But now, I mean, it's pretty obvious. Last week we thought maybe the wave 4 could have been over there, but now it's pretty obvious that it's just an Elliottwave triangle which has 5 corrective waves. You know, the B wave is in this case undershooting, but it was clearly a 3-wave move, so that's absolutely no problem. And it would also, you know, like be perfectly aligned with Bitcoin, Ethereum, all the different charts where there's literally right now just a wave 5 unfolding until we get a new bottom. So also that would fit perfectly for XRP. So, you know, prepare for a crash right now, but you know, this is obviously no financial advice, but I'm, you know, not only that I'm in the short position, I'm also getting ready to open longs and buy some spot holdings when we are at the bottom of the target area and when we saw a 5-wave move here towards the downside. So also prepare yourself for that and don't short in too aggressively. You know, also think one step further, think one step ahead about what you're gonna do when we are, you know, down there, and how you adjust your risk and so on. If you're new to trading and you want to gain more knowledge for free, you can check out the trading marathon on this channel. It's 42 videos where I give you my knowledge about trading and chart analysis, risk management, and trading psychology completely for free. So check that out, and I wish you a wonderful Sunday, and I hope we see each other in tomorrow's video. Until then, stay hard. Ciao, ciao.